Today I'm going to start with something that's been really on my mind, and it's not because I've been doing doom scrolling on YouTube. The bigger question that I'm asking today is, what happens to home ownership in a world where income becomes unpredictable? Elon Musk said that there's going to be a point where there's going to be no jobs needed. Sam Altman said recently that jobs are definitely going to go away. And then Jeffrey Hinton, who's basically invented deep learning, he said that I don't know how we prevent this from replacing people or destabilizing society. And so we're hearing this more and more from what I call the AI architects, right? So it's not predictions that we can ignore anymore. It's trying to figure out what it means for us in terms of our jobs, but also what it means for housing. Companies aren't going to wait until year 2040 to start releasing folks and then replacing them with AI. We're seeing it now, and as somebody that comes from a marketing background, I can attest to it, where a lot of the types of folks that I used to work with, they're getting replaced with AI, whether they're copywriters or graphic designers. It is becoming a reality, and it's really coming at us very quickly. I mean, I just go back to just take ChatGPT, where it was a year and a half ago, where most of us probably just used it to get some really simple things done in AI, but nowadays people actually use it to review contracts, to write code in it. I mean, AI is progressing really fast. It will change jobs. It's going to change income potential. It's going to reshape the entire housing market. For decades, we've known stability coming from full-time job, predictable raises, and a paycheck that one could actually count for, right? But now with AI accelerating, a lot of these businesses are replacing folks with AI, and you may have been employed for 20-30 years, and all of a sudden you're getting a layoff letter. It's happened to many people I know. Those that are starting to see what's happening are picking up different kinds of income streams, and I think that's actually really smart, where you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, because you just don't know how the market is going to evolve. That is where I think things are probably headed for a lot of us in the next few years. And here's where it collides directly with real estate. I mean, mortgage underwriting still assumes that you have a steady, linear, predictable income, and that's what they're looking for. It was kind of designed this way, right? So it's not evolved to better fit where things are probably going to be in the next 10 years. And just to kind of illustrate what I mean here, let's talk about someone like a Sarah, who was making estimated $180,000 a year from different streams of income. She does consulting, she's on YouTube, and she also works on brand partnership, and she files her taxes properly. So on paper, she earns more than probably a lot of doctors out there. But her business is somewhat unpredictable because of these different revenue streams. One may go up, another may go down, depending on the month or the year. So when lenders looked at her tax account, many of them actually said no, not just once, but it happened a few times for a mortgage for $450,000, which in any other case, she would have been easily qualified for. And one lender apparently even said to her that, we know that you can pay for it, but we just can't prove that you're going to keep earning this money. I truly believe that we're at this moment in time where we're at the forefront of a new world. The last time I remembered where I felt the same was when the internet first came to be, but this is going to be way bigger because it's going to influence so many different aspects of our lives. And I feel that in the next decades, high earners with inconsistent income is actually going to become the norm. Let's talk about the investors in the housing market, because AI is giving them a level of power that regular buyers unfortunately don't have. Here's a stat that literally just made my jaw drop. BlackRock's AI platform can analyze every single family rental in the United States in minutes. Now, just think about what that means. While a normal buyer scrolls Zillow, right, maybe looks at 20 different listings, AI systems are scanning millions of data points really fast. They're looking at appreciation forecasts, neighborhood turnover rates, short-term rental probabilities, distressed sellers, all of it instantly. And so while a regular buyer is writing one offer and hoping for the very best, medium to large investors who have the capabilities of tapping into these AI tools are writing thousands of offers at once, targeted with surgical precision. And listen to this, there's property management companies that are now using machine learning modules in order to set rent. AI is starting to become really good at predicting how high they can bring rent prices without losing renters, way better than a human would. And so it's actually costing renters, AI is costing renters money. People most affected by all of this aren't going to be just low income families. They're going to be middle income households. They're going to be freelancers. They're going to be creatives. They're going to be salespeople, business owners, contractors, anyone whose income essentially rises and falls throughout the year, which over the next few years and decade is going to be probably the majority of the population who's going to be working. And look, I'm not saying that AI is all dangerous. I mean, I'm somebody that actually values it, but I think it's also important that we understand what the world is going to look like over the next 10 to 20 years. AI is about to widen the divide between people who own real estate and people who do not. Because directionally speaking, owners are going to have two major protections that renters just won't have. Fixed housing costs are going to be exactly that. I mean, they're going to be fixed for the most part, where they don't have to worry about mortgage payments going up. And second is that the equity is going to grow over a longer period of time. Even if the income fluctuates, the home essentially becomes a stabilizer. And owners also get inflation protection. That's one of the reasons why we're seeing a lot of the luxury buyers purchasing right now in order to hedge against inflation. And look, I know what some of you are going to say.
Oh, she's a real estate agent. She sells houses. This is her bread and butter.
I'm doing this video because this whole channel is about sharing information, and that's it. That is my channel. Some of you will call me, and I'm grateful for that, but this is not about pushing you to purchase real estate. I truly believe that real estate moving into the future especially is going to be one of those aspects in our life that is still going to be providing us with stability. You know, when job shifts, when industries get reshaped, when companies get restructured overnight, when algorithms get rewritten by the algorithm, our homes are going to be the only thing that isn't going to change with every software update, at least not anytime soon. As income volatility spreads over time, it's very fair to assume that lenders will become even more cautious in the future. They'll probably tighten requirements, they'll demand longer income histories, they'll favor W-2 earners even more so, and they'll take fewer risks on independent workers. I mean, that's, I think, a fair assumption to make. And so people who wait longer to purchase may find that that path is going to get harder and not easier. And here's the absolute reality of the next decade, and that is jobs will change, income will be uneven, investors will get faster, rent will become algorithmic, lenders will be stricter, and financial stability will become much more tied to what you own rather than what you earn. In this environment that's ever evolving, homeownership will become something very different. It'll be your hedge, it'll be your stability, it'll be your leverage, it'll be your breathing room. People, I needed to get this off my chest because I've been thinking about this a lot. I do a lot of reading, and this is something that I feel is going to come at us very, very quickly. How do you think AI is going to shake up the housing market? Leave me a comment in the comment section. I always like reading through it, and I actually think it provides different perspectives to people who see the video and who are checking out the comments. It's always appreciated. If you're somebody that's looking to explore Sarasota, where I live in, you're thinking about moving here, feel free to call me anytime. We can discuss the neighborhoods and really anything else to kind of help you through that entire process. Thank you so much for tuning in today, watching me today. I appreciate you guys. Have a good day. Take care.